So here we are. I'm here with Victor at the World Summit AI conference in Montreal. I'm standing here with Kees today, who's our product specialist. And I just wanted to ask him a few questions about the conference today. So how are you finding the conference so far? How is the conference going for you so far?
Yeah, it's been great so far. So it's really busy, like a lot of people. We had a great talk yesterday. So with Tanya from Gradyent. A lot of follow up also at our booth. So
This is a nice conference where there's just a lot of solutions being built. It wasn't so much about the stacks that people use or the current cloud architectures. It was really about the problems that they try to solve, and then hopefully UbiOps can take away some of that cloud overhead for them.
You see it at these conferences. It's great to meet people in person. It gives a lot of energy. Also looking at the talks, different things going on, and having a lot of people visiting our booth, representing here with like the team, with you here, with Kees here, with Tanya here.
A lot of interesting people with a lot of interesting projects.
Yeah.
Large language models are really adding to the hype.
Yeah.
Then again, I also noticed that data privacy issues are actually also very relevant.
Montreal is has a great AI ecosystem in the first place. So I think this is also a great place to have this conference. And I also see that it's packed. I mean, there's a lot of people, both like from research as well as like business and startups and other partners.
Are there any talks that you've seen that you found particularly interesting?
I really like the kind of the opening keynote from Joshua Banjo.
So what did Joshua talk about?
Basically about like a lot of new kind of the next thing after like ChatGPT and the GPT kind of architecture that we've been seeing.
Like a lot of people are wondering about the ChatGPT and everything that's being prompted inside, and they really notice that it's one large beast which is completely monitored and just all input data will be processed somewhere anyhow. So
he had a lot of like new insights around that, and also the kind of shortcomings right now, what we need to kind of work on in the future.
So large language models are being used. A lot of people are using them behind APIs as well, but people are also just retraining them for their own business needs.
Yeah.
But also actually just so that all the sensitive data doesn't flow through the API from all the larger organizations. I found it funny that also Canada has their own local HPC centers coming up, pretty much in the same situation as we have in Europe, of course.
Right.
I thought in Europe it was very relevant because of all the data locality issues, questions rather. And these live here as well, so it's quite a Nordic country. Pretty cold out here, so the cooling is much more optimized. Takes a lot less energy here,
Right.
so nice to see that.
If you could sum up your talk from yesterday, how would you sum it up in a few words?
Right. So we basically kind of presented the journey towards building a scalable AI product. So going from experimentation through like proof of concept, production ready code, production ready models, to really like being able to scale that when your company grows, when the user base grows, and what things you need to put in place to kind of get to that point. We kind of stressed a point that was really important to focus on what you're good at as a company, so kind of stay close to your own like domain knowledge. Because a lot of this like infrastructure stuff is becoming a commodity, right? Yeah. So it doesn't really make sense to spend a lot of resources and money and energy there. But you can also use tools like ours to kind of leapfrog yourself to the point where you can implement and have a stable running system. Tanya was there to talk about like what they do with Gradyent for building their digital twins, for optimizing district energy, district heating networks. So that's a really interesting use case for this. And they have a whole like complex set of AI models and physics models that they want to deploy and run complex pipelines and workflows. So they're a great example of a company that kind of reached the point where they have really like a complex system implemented in practice. And that kind of nicely illustrates what we were talking about.
How did you feel that the talk went with Tanya?
The talk went great. Yeah, so it was nice to have one of our partners and users on stage as well, to kind of make it more tangible, like what we do and kind of the value we bring, and also hear their story. I mean, they're building great technology, and it's great to kind of present that to an audience here in Montreal.
Yeah, once you guys go back to the booth, it was a lot of action, wasn't it?
It was really exciting. So got a lot of follow-up from that. The audience here is great, like a lot of different, both like enterprise, but also startups, scale-ups, like a lot of people actually working with AI, applying AI in practice.
Have you had any interesting or innovative partnership opportunities that have come up?
We spoke with both a lot of the other vendors here, as well as like a lot of people at the booth that stopped by. So like both on different levels. We talked with really more like cloud hardware companies, as well as other companies actively developing AI products, which of course good for partnerships, but also good for just as leads or prospects. So.
Also managed to talk to some people that were really still checking out this conference to see what the current architectures look like, what the current solutions are. They were really looking sometimes for an MLOps platform as well. Spoke to some more early phase startups that are really indeed having some idea, and some of them definitely are thinking about moving to production.
So what would you say that the presence at this conference means for UbiOps?
So for us, it's really a first of all, branding experience, bit of awareness, but also helps in the go-to-market in the US and Canada for us.
It would be nice to land one of the first customers, of course, at the other side of the ocean. And I think there's definitely some opportunities there.
Because this is it's a new market we're exploring. We have a lot of customers and users in Europe, but this is the next step.
All right, Victor. Well, I'll let you go enjoy the conference some more. But thank you so much for speaking with me.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Yvan.
Nice to meet you again.
Thanks for watching.